this is going to be a short video. What I'm going to do is demonstrate a portion of your quiz. It's coming up in a couple days. There's nothing new, no new concept. It's just going to be 5 two-point perspective buildings with a door and a window on each of them. So, again, we're reaching back to 2-point perspective here. I'd say for your quiz, take your paper and rotate it so it's landscape. I just didn't for this because of my setup. I'm just going to be using the portrait orientation here. Not going to talk too much through this because I think you guys know what you're doing. You guys have done 2-point perspective boxes so much. And for your quiz, you're going to be doing 5 of them. Keep them all in the same scene. So I've got that here. My scene happens to be below my eye level. And just to make it look nice, I'm going to erase that right there. But for your quiz, you can keep your work, like you can show your work if you want. Okay. And remember, a door and a window on each. So I'm going to be putting a door on this plane. Remember that if you are putting something on a plane of the cube that is going back to the vanishing point, that means that thing needs to also have its lines converge back to the vanishing point. I'll do a window over here. Remember, a window is going to be similar to a door, it just won't be anchored down to the very bottom. Make sure your doors are anchored to the very bottom of some plane. Don't do anything super creative like any trapdoors in the ceiling. Okay, so that would be good enough for a window. I could, if I wanted to, could make it double pane like that. If I wanted to have another line for more panes, I could do that. And remember, that needs to go back to the vanishing point that way. So that's my first building. I can do now another one right here. I'm keeping them within the same scene. So if you notice, I'm actually going to erase this. I'll go right here. That arrow. I'm gonna keep it within the same scene, so I'm gonna allow the buildings to interact with each other. Now notice, because I'm keeping them in the same scene, I'm allowing the buildings to interact with each other, I have this overlap happening right here. Okay, another window, another door. That'll be my window. Do the door over here. Okay, and I'll do one more building. I'll do it back here. I'll make him nice and tall. And I'll pretend he actually goes all the way to about here. But I'm gonna keep this guy in front. I want him to be tall and thin. Remember, the building is opaque, so we would not be able to see that horizon line through there. Let's redo these lines so that they look nice. There we go. And remember, this guy's gonna be in front, so I'm gonna erase these guys right here. If any of y'all are in design class this semester, we did a project very similar to something like this, but it was in 1-point perspective. That was your space project. Okay, and again, a door and a window here. This will be the last one I do for this video, but remember, for your quiz, I will ask you to do five buildings. Basically just 5 boxes in 2-point perspective. And just keep them within the same scene. Oops. You can keep your work. But just for sake of professionalism, I have been erasing some of these lines here, so that you can see what it would look like in a finished state, just like this here, if all of these buildings were interacting with each other like that.